Alright. Hi y'all, I'm back and officially back in this damn fucking game. It is now 9:51. Finally got back in. And I'm ready to keep going. So let's get into it. Well, if it isn't median, I see you brought a friend today. Greetings, Yente. An apple. Can you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Dexter. Oh, candied apple? Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat median. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Dexter. I wanted to show you my favorite thing, then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. It makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Dexter. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go see? Big ass car. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done median good. Dexter wanted to learn about you and Opus, so I taught him about this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping median company. While you are away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apology. It has been decided that Emmett Silk and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with a convocation. We simply chance to meet at Prop Leon. There is no guarantee that matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see joy his presence brings media, and I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Dexter is kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. And it's all being so pissy, as usual. If everyone is ready, there's a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward abyssoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be unruly creatures about. Oh, too late for that. This here is a new species of Pedalida we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If I can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, then can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I received a report that arcane entities have been gathered there. Ah, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now the element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their aether. It appears Median is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? By using the lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Come on, give it a try. Perfectly done. Dexter, look. See how they are gathered to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the pneuma, or ephemeral life forms such as the petalodota, girl, I can't read, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. I'm just gonna ask, is she a living being? Good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodotus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They've missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head to the east, to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. The east? Maybe that bottom left area is optional, or are we gonna go back? Or maybe this is a dead end, and we have to go all the way around the other way. Oh, yep, this is literally a dead end. So if there's any ether currents nearby, it's like above. Because there's no staircase that goes that way. Work. So I could have got this one this whole time. Yeah, 895 yongs west, no man.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
Oh. Enteleki is like...
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Netion?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
Oh, so he got rid of the Aether in hopes that
Not that I have
Dynamis
such grand ambitions.
would be free. But Dynamis...
Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse.
manifested the monsters because of the strong negative emotion.
The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
Because they said it can create things.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelecchies.
I know she's gonna die. If I'm... Let me say this. If I'm thin, then if it sucked, did it do a good job?
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Interesting. So we're gonna become a Dynamis mage. Oh. I don't know why that surprised me. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew, but it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. Anyways, That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the celestial. He would be a welcome addition, assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Salk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when not another word. Period. it's Lodius, say something. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misset you is not your concern. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released onto the world. Another creature, however, reported isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you will follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. How far north? Ow. Never mind, not as north as I thought. Could you imagine if I just fell? I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As we know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. Specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. The third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, the aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in a few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, help it to manipulate wind until it ends with its wings. What? You need to go to such lengths. You don't know? Of course not. Bitch! Oh, pretty well. Transformation is an art of which one manipulates a vast quantity of aether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet, convenient though it may be, transforming in presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as unscoped and unseemly as running about roadless, shameful. Am I understanding you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution, and it's like, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. Yeah, go away, bitch. I trust you don't mind. Emmett Silk is out of sight? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Silk train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see aether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I have loathed to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Dexter, I want you to go to Emmett Silk. Tell him that you have a favorite class. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Oh no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Oop. What'd he say? Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to. And I will not be made to know. I refuse. Say it again. Ah, they make me type so much. Oh!
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Silk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
I love blackmailing this bitch.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Silk. Please.
Jump off the cliff, bitch.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
For now.
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Don't do a fade out. You better show us in the damn cutscene, bitch. Okay, good.
You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
So what the fuck is gonna be going on here? If there's supposed to be a dungeon here, hello? Unless, like, the 87 quests lead into another area. Very curious, very curious. Oh, slash wave. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. Dexter and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you would need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. I am pissed with these rows because they did the same thing that they did with the motion gear, where they kind of like fade into like dirt, or like they fade into like fadedness, I guess. Keep this in mind. I bid you continue observing them. That is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility come to pass, right up simply how the concept adjusted, the way we could guarantee that abnormalities such as a specimen are never born in the first place. Abnormalities. These creatures are already here. We will not spare effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all my present tasks. Let us return to the Anagnorisis for now. What? Want to apologize for me? Want to apologize for forcing me to help? Do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I really chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. I don't like being this close to him. Back up. Tell me, Dexter, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Oh, I'm hitting my mic. Dynamis, you say, curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? Uh-oh. The Lycaon, I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby occupities, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself, and the occupites were keeping a wide berth. It was in a nature like us that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doris will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it to the left. I don't know if Doris is still there, however. Hermes, wait. As this is part of his work, then I would deserve. We follow. Is that an Aether current quest I spy? Yep, we're gonna be going right to where right to the 12 Wonders, I wonder. I do hate that if you mount up, they just stop walking towards you. It's so finicky. Like, I understand if I'm going too fast, but like, they just fully just stop running. If I like move 2 feet ahead with like a mount, but if I like run and sprint, they keep up with me even with Peloton. Okay, back to it. I just had to make sure there wasn't another quest hidden. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. A Lycaon was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doris must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 quarters. I shall go and seek him out there. Myself and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Lycaon did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Dexter. Come, come. It's down this path and over the bridge. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doris. Let's look for Doris too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Doris, that's Doris. Well now, if it isn't Median, what brings you here? I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doris. Thank you. You're in charge of Lycaons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Thesis. It's as he said, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that the Lycans started occupities. As the observer in charge, your opinion that they were not fit to be released? I am. Their abnormal aggression, exceptional strength makes for a high problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Hey, Mokona! Could it be that the specimens observed? Highly unlikely. We created a good many of them. All exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos. A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Interesting. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pasturat may wish to have words with you. Unlike in this area, rest assured I've kept all the values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorities by the chief overseer. I'm doing well. How about you? Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. That's good. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What's so born of Aether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet insignificant thought, though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion? And Mixop may better carry out his duties. By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. This area is very interesting, very pretty. To man, other beings are just things to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Not that. You needn't be an entelechy to feel the weight bearing down on Hermes. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Median, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting, I'll stay with Dexter. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Median in your care again? I guess. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Oh, I see. Another aetherite current? Aether current? No. Okay. Can you help me with something? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They are designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and what to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Uh-oh. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Tree in bloom. So big and bright, I love them, but they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. Okay. Slender tree. Girl. I'm about to pick up a tree or something? Like... If there were apples, we could cover them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. Uh-oh. Girl. Oh, it's literally right here. Flower bed. Oh. Not her getting stuck on the door. Hello. Where'd she go? Not her just stopping, please. I hate it here. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep looking. Familiar plant. Mama, we know what that is. Why are we examining this? Why? Oh, Coeurl, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Dexter. At spotting flowers, we'll find something soon. No, we're not. Anyways. Oh. Can I jump in it? Junction. Damn, how far are we gonna go? Please. Why? We better hope this thing better not attack us either. It's an Adonis. The thing around its mouth looks like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Dexter? Would he like it? It's probably not a good memory. So not this one either. Finding a good flower. It's harder than I thought. But can we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there? I'll pick something after that, I promise. Girl. She's so picky for like somebody that I'm pretty sure would just be fine with flowers. Like, girl. There's anything over there. What could it be? Shiny object. Oh, it's the flowers. They're probably gonna turn blue or something. Oh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're entelechies. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Oh. He's going through a lot, then. I mean, as we could tell, so... Truly the flower was dark in your home? Then do you have it too, a dark emotion? I dare say I have a few. You don't have to say it. I can feel it's something that you want to hide. But won't you lend it to me, the darkness inside you? I want you to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone. The others are sad too. What the fuck? Truly, you'll do it? Thank you, Dexter. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. What a thing. Like, it's basically giving. I want you to cry too, so you can show him that he's not the only one who cries. Like, huh? Please. Excuse me. Let me get this Aether Current quest. I love that they said Kairos, and I was like, isn't that my Chocobo's name? Out of nowhere. It almost is. Please. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they finish.
Hermes!
Oh. You were waiting for me.
Well, what were we supposed to do?
You've finished talking?
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteion company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on.
I exude my negative emotion onto these flowers. They're pretty.
You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
All that just to be like, you're not the only sad person in the world.
I see Meteion has shared much with you.
They're a really pretty purple though, wait.
May we talk a moment?
I don't know why we were shook. The fireflies. Oh, the little hedgehog. Now he kind of fine. Woken up.
I do not think it
please.
wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished.
I can't stand you, Woken.
We make an effort to spare them the pain. But they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures.
For sure.
Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Nor to miss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. Owen asked what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis. Or if you only did it at Meteion's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
And I could tell you all about suffering.
so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden. You are a strange one. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteion and her sisters. Aye, sisters.
Oh.
She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life.
Oh, weird.
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right.
Huh? An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Evitselk and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycaons. 7 were created for observation. Uh-oh. There's one missing or something. And all 7 must be unmade. Oh, never mind. Doris has followed the correct protocols, and as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. Lycaons would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Alpus. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existence of Lycaons have served their purpose. Doris has already isolated the creatures and is prepared to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let us be off then. We return to the main arc. Verdict and execution. Me and I look at them. They're like dragon thingies. I don't know what to call them. I thought it was a monster we've seen before, but I have a feeling we haven't seen those before. Uh-oh. Oh man, he's tired. And there's only 4. Are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied even more so than usual and broke free. I was able to stop 4 of the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. They can fly! The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Dexter handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. Work. If this is how it must end, then so be it. Well. He said, let me see. I will render assistance to Emmett Selk, unneeded though it is. Median, you are to stay here with Doris. But Hermes, Lycaons must be reverted. I will spare you their pain and mine. Uh-oh. This is my burden, not yours, but if you intend on helping them, please follow my lead. Okay. They're gonna cut out by no way, I feel that. I appreciate your help and lament that this is necessary. There it is, our quarry, within strike distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. Oh, it's like flying. You will approach slowly in full view and draw the Lycaon's attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash an orbs of flame. But fear not, by my measure you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and then that will give me time to catch it unawares. Ready? Let us begin. Huh? Oh, do I fight it?
Now.
Oh. Forgive me. Please. Forgive me.
Girl, it's still alive. Back up.
May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld. May you find tranquil seas.
It's the final relic weapon for level 80 from Zadnor and stuff. It's the last resistance
Be
step.
not forgotten. In concept endure. To reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire.
Honestly, it's one of the only good resistance weapons. Because all the other final steps, for the most part, are just ugly.
If that be your want, we are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high. Fly free.
Right, I thought I was gonna like chomp his head or something. I was nervous.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing.
This is why I always
Tell
hate
me,
in itself.
do
I
you
don't know
think
why
it
everybody
right
loves
that
him.
we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction?
Mokana, don't say that. That was literally my first thought when I saw him. I was like, that looks like a Xehanort, ripoff, like Zemnis or something.
I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts.
Right.
I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please, don't be angry. It hurts so.
Not you
Forgive
calling
me.
her a whore. Leave Medion alone.
If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend,
I...
I pray you find that which you seek.
Not that. Am I done with them?
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Yeah. I'm assuming somebody spawned something on top of me. Or like by me. Where they fought and then it teleported me. Because I was like, what was that? The other Lycaons have been taken care of. The incident is resolved and life in Elpis continues as normal or ends as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well it deserves the rest, there is a pain to sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Well, you'll find out in a billion years. And by a billion, I mean probably a couple, I don't know. Hythlodaeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. Where to now? If there's anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As much, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, and allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Dexter? Will you continue on along with us? Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say, explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we first head back towards the Inagnorises. Every time that word pops up, I get angry. 87. From here we follow the path northwards to Notenius. There we will find one of the teleporters which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which had previously been granted. We only need use the device together once. Henceforth you will have to use it. Henceforth you will have leave to use it freely, shall we? Also, there's no staircase. There's just a teleporter. Interesting. So I probably wouldn't have been able to go there before. Good to know. Okay, 197 yams northwest. Oh. Here we are in Tonius. This teleporter will take us to the Calamelius Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above. Oh, my wrist popping. Cute, cute.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well,
Hi.
well. An Arraius. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Queen.
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst, concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Oh, Queen. Heidelin.
That was too close. Are you unharmed?
It is. Yep, that's her.
Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Bernard, that we should meet you here.
The girlie from the ship.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star.
Okay.
Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work.
Oh, so she was on the convocation.
Bernard is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future?
I was like, is she gonna clock us? And
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
Chuck.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
Ooh.
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
None of the... I'm just gonna say this one because they're gonna be like, primals? What are those?
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
I mean, we're not trying to undo the past. Or redo it, rather. We're just here. We're just living. I took it as we can't change it, which is like fine. Which means we can cut up.
Your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
I don't think so. Because it's kind of like what leads up to this is an issue.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself.
You never asked.
As a
never gave it to
representative
me.
of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
As a member of the Convocation, you're not getting shit from me. Let me say that, word for word. Square Enix.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
Yeah, whore.
I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos.
Poison Oikos.
We were meant to meet. I am certain of it.
Interesting, interesting.
Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Not her gassing herself up. Even though she's like basically dying in present times. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal in the quick-fingered Orius, which made off with the... An Orius, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would of course lead us only to the Atheris. There's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please. Even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes covering the west of here. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading into the Poiton Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted all our efforts. Northeast. East. There it is. Southwest, yep. I knew there was one down this way. Because it was there when I was over here. I thought that was a hunt or something. That can wait. Oh. Is that like a first try thing, or... Hateful. Please. Oh my god, me losing track of directions for the billionth time. There it is. Okay. Well, then I'll be going until maintenance. I was probably gonna be done by then anyway. Yeah, I have time. Oh, I'm missing 2, period. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Orius no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fare any better? The crystal, well done. Wonderful, now I can focus on your tale without the missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I've often been asked to do so. Oh, you too? Some of us seem destined to always be searching for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Isem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or a new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis. In fact, many times have my presence been requested, my opinions sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree? Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return this stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. And let me guess that the Aether Current's gonna be in that one singular place over there. I was like, let me attune as I pass it. Northeast, 150. Southeast. Huh? Oh. Huh? They need to stop having little grass parts like that that you can't climb up. Hateful. So the last one is somewhere up there. Yep, 363 north. Mm-hmm. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea.
Ah, a wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
I don't know what to say.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
She stares at the tea getting cold. Not that making me think of The World Ends With You.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
You think I made this whole damn story up? You can leave,
While
bitch.
not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn?
Well, that doesn't help because a bitch on the 14 is
Circumstances
here.
change, of course. But it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No. There must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
I mean, you weren't really the one that sent us here. Elizabeth did.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale?
Girl, you can leave if you're not having fun. Want me to see you out?
Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
Because you were.
To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this Zodiac in the highest esteem.
Sure, Jan.
Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
Drag yourself,
Worse
bitch.
still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
Because you're so stricken with grief, bitch. It shouldn't be that difficult. I literally said you lost all the people you love.
Now,
so like,
I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty.
I would
never forsake my brethren.
Girl, I'm so tired of him. Girl, he should have just been left in Shadowbringers. I'm so tired.
You do not know me.
Or we know your future.
I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Okay, I don't want to bother you either. Bye. I don't want you here in the first place.
Emmett Selk, wait!
You've been an annoyance this whole goddamn time. Complaining this, complaining that. Like, girl, go away.
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Thank you. Now that this conversation is private. I really think it's Dynamis because I feel like strong negative emotions for Dynamis is like what's causing the spawn of these things.
The energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes. I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Queen. They didn't drink their tea.
Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
God, I wish we did. We just stay seeing these bitches and I'm so tired. Shall we begin our investigations then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor and received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who lived here can sure tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. Ooh, quests open, but none of them are any for current quests. So I probably have to progress this one for the spawn, maybe. See you, the woman standing in front of yonder building. Her name is Ismene. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Oh. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperate curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. Certainly, Mistress Banat. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? Well, I can answer this only from my personal experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail and is a leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has media been here? I cannot rightly say. As a chief's personal creation, Medion has not been subjected to observation and study like other concepts. So one day she was simply there. What do you make of her abilities? I understand she is highly unusual and familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had the occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you wish you knew him better? The Chief may not be the most gregarious individual, but he engages with us as necessary for everyone to perform their duties. I wouldn't want to intrude upon his privacy for the sake of curiosity. But if you wish to learn about Medion, you could try asking with Timaeus, another expert in creating of flying concepts. He should be conducting his observations on the bank of the stream somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Dexter, I think we taken enough of Ismene's time. Our investigation is off to a fine start. Wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. If you could track down the colleague Ismene mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with this Timaeus. Yes, I am Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. So, what is it you wish to talk about? What do you think of Chief Hermes' fine creation? Chief Hermes' work? A worthy subject indeed. Those things which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets a chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. My opinion on the matter would be sufficient at best, because my admiration for Median as a concept, I have never delved deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes was to choose to submit Median's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Because if you came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Enteleches? Dynamis and Enteleches? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such beings. Those things. Has there been a resurgence in the interest? Gosh, shaking her head now. Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. So that was not informative at all. Back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Ismene mentioned. So have you any findings to share? I see, even an expert in the field had little understanding of Median's capabilities, let alone the awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much of the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Median as his personal project and can provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusion. No. Still none. Okay. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Animus and the Enteleches which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus I am inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can of the chief overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else to note you can tell about Median, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Through the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Perpetua Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. The tower and the one further along, are both part of the Perpetua crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior... Ooh, I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Let's see what that says. The interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? Okay. Okay, less than an hour. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what is it you wish to speak with me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean media. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly what medium appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at the Chief Hermes' side. Why can't we just ask Chief Hermes? Although I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Ghislaine shared with me. Ghislaine is my partner and a fellow researcher in Elpis. For several days she would speak of the scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she has ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Banat, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with retelling of this sight, which was so delighted your Ghislaine? Of course, or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she was observing a subject in Metapisticio's Thalassae. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you find such similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Finat. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered for wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zen. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as a basis many of techniques still used today. Man is a creation of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there's not a soul alive there worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Ghislaine in person? Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. I want to see what they said about Galeen. When she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Median heavensward, a host of them. Oh, okay. Period. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk across the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk across the Skyway and you will find yourself at the entrance of the Metabaseos Thalassai. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I'm sure. I'm opening that. Yeah, 720 northeast. Mistress Venant, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is also an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Oh, damn. Oh, that's probably where I need to go. Well, there's another teleporter thing there. I can't tell where that is. Is that... Yeah, I think that's the northerly one that I'm seeing there. Yeah. Mistress Venat, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there's no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course, I'll inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
I'm gonna be honest. Some parts, yes. Others, not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
I'm yelling at this cutscene. They're like, oh, yeah, wow. That's what it's giving.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness. My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Interesting. So another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under the assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for the star. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the Metea. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research for this. Galeen said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at a vantage point, it shouldn't be too difficult to locate the location. Let's take a look, shall we? I don't know if I'm gonna get this last Aether Current until tomorrow. 45 minutes isn't too bad. Not 45, 35. Now, if we are conducting some mystery research, where would I go? What about that one? Having the means to fly, 'tis quite a distance away. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. The doggies. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Dexter here over to that island? Oh. Stubborn creature, there's no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. What? You've driven them before? Your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting. 'Tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of that here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. What? Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. Besides, I might even teach you a thing or two into the bargain. What? Now we fight in Heidelberg. This is what everybody was waiting for. You seem doubtful, but the useful lesson or not, it would certainly be a moment to remember, a memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? Choose your battlefield. I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. Now you're fighting her. Yeah, I need 2 more quests and then 1 more Outer Worlds one. Oh shit. That was a fate. I don't know why I thought it was a hunt. Oh, not it being instant, please. Shall we begin, be ward? I'll not go easy on you. Okay, let's hope and pray.
Let neither side hold back.
So yeah.
My blade sings!
Please. I got lucky where I was. I'm so lucky to have core for it. Yeah.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste. I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself.
I'm like so scared.
We've only just begun. Come at me with your all.
Not Bayonetta, really. I can hear it though.
My blade sings! Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Please. please. Oh my god. I know, I'm like scared. Especially as a mage
Shed
too.
your burdens and show me your strength of will. You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Good. Thank you.
Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you.
Finish it? You were trying to kill us?
One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
See, that's the thing with like time travel, is that it just makes my brain hurt. Because it's like, is the dog liking us immediately when we went to the moon? Is that because we went back in time to be here? Because technically we would have already been here even if our actual being wasn't there yet. Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the Matea made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection. Festering wish for oblivion, then might have Hermes and his considerable expertise work for us rather than against us. Oh no. No. Girl. Let us move to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over the isle. Now, what was the name of that tree? No something. Ah, Notiforium. Quite a striking specimen, is it not? Brace yourself for landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before? So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether.
Well, we always had the first one, so it's interesting to see the second.
As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life.
Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet, learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
So, what is your opinion? I am inclined to agree. As we had suspected, the two are somehow involved. Yet 'tis difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
There are a number of places where Hermes might be an outpost. But we could do worse than to look in Thesis Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ethosolitikos Boreas in the Northern Isle. Owned Dexter for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release in the world. Did you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies with Thesis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, within those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer and most of the Elpis' observers conduct the bulk of their work. The simple route is via the teleporter north of Boyton Oikos. Oh, there are the quests. Now, do I do them and then get the last 8th right and then end it there, or... Because alas, I have 13 minutes to progress the story. I don't know if that's good. I'll probably do these 2 Aetheryte quests, or Aethercurrent quests, and then end up. I got 13 minutes. Yeah. I am glad that they didn't spoil like all the new areas. At least I think. I love being surprised. Pickle. That's all I saw. Not that counting me as in battle, so my sprint only went on for 10 seconds. Irritated. Cute. Okay, I'll teleport here to end these quests and then I'll end for today. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get through the 87 quest line and then 88. hopefully, at the very least. If I can continue into 89, that'd be nice, but I'm just gonna go in thinking that I'm gonna do 87 and 88. But we shall see how long I go for tomorrow. Here, let me just log out update right just so I can get my bearings tomorrow. But this was fun. I'm finding this area very intriguing and very entertaining. But it does leave me very curious with everything going on. Like, if, like, we technically affected the future, even though, like, we went back in time, which affected the future, which would have affected our future, which would be, like, we already would have went back in time because we went back in time. It's so, like, time travel is so complicated. But hopefully we get some more answers tomorrow, and I'll see y'all next time. I should be on streaming as right when I load into the game tomorrow. If I fight through the queue, I'll be live, hopefully. So I'll see y'all then. Bye. Good night.